Hi, and welcome to Ignite Teachers Toolbox, engaging children today for better minds tomorrow. My name is Dr. Reyna, and I'm here to serve. So the reason of Ignite is to ignite the passion that exists in you, the teachers. Why, you ask? Because when a teacher is passionate about teaching, our students are more receptive to receiving that information that we are trying to teach. And how do we ignite that passion inside us? Why did we lose that passion? That's a question that we may never find out the answer. When we lost the passion, we lost it little by little. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment and to think of that moment when you decided to become a teacher. Where were you? What were you doing? How did you feel when you decided and you said, I'm going to be a teacher? What made you decide that you wanted to teach? So moving forward, as I ask these questions, sparks in my brain start to come up with my own passion. So now I want you to move forward to the first day that you went to a classroom to teach your first class, your first students. How did you feel when you were driving there? What were you thinking? What was your feelings when you were waiting for children to walk through that door to be in your classroom? How did you feel the very first time that you connected with your students? I want you to take a moment and close your eyes and think of that moment. That's your why. How did you feel the very first time that you saw your students' eyes light up and look you in the eye with this look of excitement because they got it and you helped them get there? How does that make you feel? And so with that feeling is that we're going to move on forward. We are not here to bring you passion. We are not here to show you how to teach. We are here to provide you a tool that is going to help you reach your students. The passion is yours. It's nothing that we can give you. It's something that it's already inside you. It's something that it's you. And you are the only one who can tap it. So with that in mind, we're gonna move on with our next. Keep in mind that student that brought a smile to your face that very first time when you saw it, when you saw your students' eyes lit up and you helped them get it. You did. So we are here to enhance your message and improve understanding with the proper use of visual aids in this virtual learning experience, and to make every virtual classroom interactive, compelling, and productive. So what is the student engagement? You know how it looks from the classroom setting, but student engagement is a degree of attention, curiosity, interest, optimism, passion that students show when they are learning or being taught by you. And you can recognize those eyes. You can recognize those hands. You can recognize that enthusiasm that they have when you are teaching. Why? Because when you are sharing your heart out to them, they are receiving that knowledge. So there's 5 levels of engagement, as we all know: authentic, ritual compliance, compliance, rhetoricism, and rebellious. So there's 3 categories that we are seeing right now in the virtual learning experience. We're seeing an engaged classroom with all of our participants are raising their hands and they're participating. There's compliant classroom where they are answering to whatever you are requesting. They are not completely engaged, but at least they're there. And then there's the off-track classroom altogether. And that's what we have right now. So how do we move students towards authentic engagement in this virtual learning? How do we increase student engagement? This is a picture of our student, our model student, our student that has a laptop, has internet, has the pencils, has the notebooks, has everything set up. And why our perfect student? Because if we are not engaging our perfect student, we are definitely not engaging our special learners and our English learners. If we are not reaching our perfect student, we are not reaching our other population. And so we're gonna focus on our low-hanging fruit, which is engaging the perfect student. Once we get those students, then we can concentrate on getting the other students to be engaged and to participate in this group. So this is the classroom seen from the teacher's eye. The teacher see her students right there. They're like all confused. They don't know what is going on. And one kid is with his hand over his head, just thinking, right? And the teacher can't reach them. She cannot clap her fingers, clap. She cannot walk through between them to get their attention. So that's the sense, right? Who can relate to that? So a lot of our teachers are on that stage. So this is how an interactive classroom looks like. And this is one of our Zoom meetings with all of you who are like super excited participating in all of our classrooms. And I'm gonna ask you at the end of our session to give me some hands up, give me some love so that we can post it. Okay, so moving on. How does a teacher prepare his or her classroom for learning on this new environment, right? As a question. So I'm here to tell you that communication has evolved a 2.0 communication. In the past, we were able to communicate by walking through the classroom, napping, clapping, raising your voice, you know, crisscross, applesauce, different ways. And then you get all their attention, right? 1, 2, 3, you do the signs. So they're all in the same classroom, but not anymore. So communication has evolved. And with that in mind, I am going to ask you to participate in an exercise and see if that would be something that would benefit your students. Our program has developed 3 different techniques that if you utilize them, you will be able to capture your students' attention. So the first one is breathing. Next one, it's movement or moving, and the use of visual aids. By utilizing those 3 techniques, you will be able to capture your students' attention. Okay, so we're going to start with breathing. And it's a breathing exercise that you do at the beginning of your class. And I'm going to ask you to participate. And then you tell me and you share with me how that made you feel. And if that made you feel, then you'll be able to share it. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to participate full out. So let's take our fingers and let's go breathe in when we go in and breathe out when we go out. Okay, so breathe in, out, in, out. Continue to breathe in, out. As you are breathing, please think of something that you are grateful for, something that makes you happy, something that brings a smile to your face as you continue to breathe. Continue breathing. You have your own fingers. Continue breathing in when you go in, out when you go out. As your students are breathing and thinking of that thing that makes them happy, that they are grateful for, you're going to tell them the outcome of the class. For example, in this class, you are going to learn 3 specific techniques that you can utilize in your virtual classroom that is going to help you engage your students. You will be able to experience it firsthand, and you will determine if you are able to utilize those techniques with your students in your classroom. You can also share in this. Today, we are going to learn about addition and subtraction. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to add and subtract, and you will be able to understand all the techniques that I'm going to show you today. Okay, so one more time, in, out. Okay, take a deep breath. How does that make you feel? You'll be able to share this in the chat box, and you'll be able to share this with us later on in our Facebook group. But that's what we call a breathing, priming, finger breathing. And so we call this because we are bringing the oxygen into our brains and utilizing our body with the movement to do our priming for our brain and our body. We are connecting both. Okay? And so why breathing, you ask? There are several studies that outline the benefits of breathing and deep breathing. We're just going to focus on the third one that says that breathing boosts oxygen levels into the brain. The higher the oxygen levels in the brain, the better you can focus and stay alert. And that's what we want from our kids. And I hope that you experience that alertness when you're doing the breathing exercises. So as you breathe, you get more oxygen. So then you are at the beginning of the class. When you start your class with the breathing exercises, you are able to draw them in. You are able to bring them into your class. Okay. So why the movement? Because according to Early Childhood IE, movement encourages kinesthetic memory, and especially now that they are long distance, they're far away from you, they're not touching, they're not seen. Well, they're seen, but a lot of times they block the camera so you can't see them, they can't see you. So this movement encourages a kinesthetic memory. So they want to touch, they want to feel, they support balance, and most importantly, movement supports literacy, which means that it supports their learning. So children need movement to develop balance, and not only balance in their body, but balance in their brain and body. This is one of the examples of when you share with your community how one teacher shared her idea. The noise in the virtual classroom was driving her crazy. So she decided to put this as her Zoom background, and then she utilized the use of hands to communicate with her students. So she had her students on her screen, and when she saw the hand signal, she was able to identify, okay, so how can I help you? Yes, no, and so on, right? So this is just one of the ideas that our team, and by you participating, you can go into that group, get ideas, and share ideas. We all benefit from each other. Okay, so we already established that movement supports the development of our children. And so here are some ideas. One of the ideas is to use interactive music. Use the music to condition our children's mood. There has been several studies that have said that our teenagers, our kids, utilize music 99% of their time in their brain. They're constantly having their headphones listening to music. They have songs that they are singing. And even when we teach with music and with songs. So why not utilize that ability that they have to listen to music to bring them and to draw them into the classroom? So one of the ideas is that we have movement, a movement song every so often. Set us alarms in your cell phone. So you set up your alarm and you put in your alarm that at 10 o'clock, you're gonna have a music that is gonna come on and at that time with that music, and you're gonna tell your students what they're gonna do when they hear that music. They're gonna be doing jumping jacks. So when they hear the music, and I'm gonna put it on for you. So when they hear this music, they do jumping jacks. When they hear the second music, they run in place. So you would tell them, okay, stand up, and I'm gonna ask you to stand up. I tell you this is an interactive training. So you put one of your foot forward, and you run in place. So you run like that, right? So with the first music, we're gonna do jumping jacks. The second one, we're gonna run. Other one, we're gonna clap, and then we're gonna do snap. Okay? So here we go. Jumping jacks. So we do our jumping jacks. So next music, we're gonna run. Keep on running. So this is the result that we want. You can have C. And you can make it as long as you want. You can make it a minute, you can make it 30 seconds. It doesn't matter. The point is to disrupt their pattern. Because they are in their house and like an hour into your class, they already lost their attention at 30 minutes, and you will see. So then you know your group of people, you know your group of students. So if you see that you're losing their attention, bring on the music, bring them back to dancing and bring them back. And this is the results that we want to see. You know, see, we see some kids doing this, we see some people dancing. This is a result that we want to see. And I usually would put the music for a little bit longer to have you enjoy the music. But since this is just an example, in our live events, I like to put the music and then you come in, you jump and stuff like that. So that's what you want to do when you have this sort of classrooms, because like right now you were able to get up, you realize, right, that you are breathing deeper because you were moving. And so that's going to bring oxygen to your kids' brains, and they will be able to uh, focus again on you. And they will turn on their camera because they want to show their moves, right? So that's what you want. You want to bring them back. You want to hear them. You want to see the camera for them. And that's not something new. That's not something new to you. You have asked for stand-up desks so your students can learn. You have required your students to respond to move when they respond to a question, to go to the whiteboard, to put their answers, to show their finished work, to take it to the front, not because you need them to take it to the front, but because you want them to move, because you want to engage them. You want to see them engaged. And that's not something new to you. And there's nothing more than the student likes and the feedback from their teacher. So when you have those dancing movement breaks, the student is looking for your attention, is looking for you to say, yes, Emma, yes, Francisco, you got it, you're moving. Wow, I like those moves, Sophia. So then your student, it's hearing your praise. It says, everybody did wonderful, thank you. So they are looking for that feedback, that they are missing that touching connection that they have in the classroom. And so this is a way that we can give that connection to them. Okay, so from there, we move on to visual aids. Why visual aids? Because in the past, they're able to raise their hands. They're able to see you. You are right there. They can hear you. They can see you. But now they cannot. So now when before we would put a question on the board, now we have to ask the question, show the question, and ask the question again, just so that our student can get it, right? Because they have to see and hear what you are asking. So one of the ways that we can connect, it's through the use of emojis, right? We can use the happy emoji, the sad emoji, the yes, the no, the red, the blue. Unfortunately, we are not always able to send these emojis to our students' places. We are not able to send these emojis to our students. They might not have a printer to print them at home. So what do we do then, right? It's like, here's a solution. Okay, so you ask your students, go find something red or something green in your house. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So take a minute, go to your house, go through your house or wherever location you're at and find something red and find something green and come back. 1 minute. Okay, I hope you're back. I am back. I found several things, red, green, but I'm going to utilize my markers at this time. I also found my cell phone has green, so I can always use my green and my cell phone, but that kind of looks white in there. So I'm going to use my green and red, okay? So the purpose of this is, and I'm gonna put you on tile mode, and I'm gonna ask you so that you can give me an answer, right? And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, you are a teacher, yes or no? Okay, an answer? Okay, so I can see everybody. Everybody here is a teacher, so you can see it right there. Everybody over here is asleep. Yes? No. No. So if you answer, you're not asleep, right? So, and then when you keep your marker up, so when when you're asking the question and you see this response in your tiles, you don't need to go to the chat room to check that everybody's answering. You don't need to know the names of everybody. You just need to see everybody answers. Okay, on to the next question. It's going to make it easy for you. You didn't have to send emojis. You didn't have to ask them to print. You just ask them, go find something in your house. And they will find something in their house that is going to make it easy for you to identify the colors in the screen when you are teaching. Another thing or idea that several of our teachers have come up with, especially for our upper grades, they are missing a lot of the connection of the social emotional connection that they have with their classmates. As you know, when our kids get older and in the higher grades, they require more social life. They have their friends there, they have their cliques, they have clubs that they participate on. So, but because they're doing everything virtual, they're not able to be a part of anything. They're just like, well, along with everybody. So if you assign colors to certain groups, when they go to the different periods, they're going to be able to identify the people in their colors. And they're going to say, for example, I'm going to choose the teal. The teal, oh, Ariane and Carlos and Kelly are part of my team. So then you start to identify them as part of your team. As they move on to other classes, they see, oh, Kelly is here too. Kelly, I have you in my first period. Oh, okay. So then they talk, they communicate with each other. When you send them to their little groups, they're right there. They communicate with each other. That's going to be the social connection that they need. So when they go to the school, back to the school site, Ariane is going to find Kelly and they're going to go, oh, Kelly, we had first period together. This is a perfect opportunity for us to enhance our social circle. In the past, maybe Ariane and Kelly would have never talked to each other. But because we have this amazing opportunity, we are able to interrelate with everybody. And so that's a great opportunity, something that we didn't have before. Before, if you are part of this clique, if you are part of this club, that's it. That's the only kind of people that you are going to associate. So therefore, some of our students that are in the bad path, they are never able to get out because they only associate with the same group of people. But by utilizing this platform, we are able to interconnect them. So when they go back to the school site, their connections are going to be way bigger. They're going to also see their friends, that they are going to want to connect and meet the people that they have been engaging for the past months in their virtual experience. And so this is just an example of how to assign the colors, but something that can be assigned by teacher or something that can be assigned by the school administration. So make your own visual aids, send them to your teacher, send them to your kids if you are able to, but if not, then go have them go find something red, something green, okay? This is just the beginning. This is not the end. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, our purpose is to ignite the passion that you have in you. This is just a little bit of exercises and the first things that we are sharing so that hopefully you will see the value in sharing. I took the courage to come and share my little idea. If you share your little idea, we will be able to answer the questions: when, who, what, how, why, where. All together, by sharing and collaborating, we will be able to answer all these questions and to be able to serve our children better. I am going to ask you to take a moment and to go and respond in our Facebook group and answer the question. The questions are right there. How does this breathing exercise make you feel? How did remembering your passion make you feel? Do you think that this is something that you can bring into your classroom and it can benefit your students? Yes, no, why? Share with us so that we can learn from your experience as well. So the Facebook classroom, the Facebook group that we have created, frankly, is priceless in my opinion, because in here, you will be able to connect with the teaching community who have joined this community to make this world a better place for all of our children. You will be able to get and receive feedback, support, and guidance to help you accelerate your growth as an educator, and you will be able to help others. So imagine how easy it would be to connect with like-minded people who are sharing new ideas on a regular basis. You will be receiving informal support. You receive support from your school, from your teachers, from your principal. This is an informal support where you'll be able to share your successes and your failures. A lot of times, you don't want to share your failures with your principal because you are afraid that they will use it against you at one point or another. But in this group, this is a safe place where we're all teachers and we are all sharing what's working and what's not working. Even I benefit from your feedback because you will tell me, you know what, this is too long, this is too short. I think if you ask this question you will be able to get more answers from our teachers. And so we are all here working together for one purpose, and our purpose to ignite learning in all of our students. Just like we want to ignite the passion in all of our teachers, all of our teachers want to ignite learning for all of our students. So share your voice. Use my blog, use the Facebook group to share your voice. Our people want to hear you. If you have any questions or if you want to invite me to a live event at your school, reach out to me, drreyna.com, my email, and then also my phone number. Feel free to reach out. Our team is here to support you. You are my team. You are on my team. Let's support each other. Thank you so much for your time.